All right, welcome back to another episode of Barbecue and Bottles, and today we're going to be doing chicken lollipops. These are super easy, so this will be a quick recipe. And these are great as a little appetizer. If you've got some friends coming over for the game, you can just whip up a batch of these really quickly, and they'll make you look like a gourmet chef too. So first step, we're just going to take chicken legs like this. We've got them separated out. And we want to cut off the base of the bone just so that we've got a nice flat surface for the lollipop to actually sit, because we're going to want these lollipops to stand up at the end like that. So you just need to shave off a little bit of the base of this so it's nice and flat. Now as you're cutting off the base of these, save these pieces. We're just putting them in a little Tupperware here because you can just throw those into water and make a really nice stock. So just check after you finish cutting each one of these that they actually stand up just like that. Once we've got the bottoms cut off, now we're gonna focus on turning these into lollipops. So you'll see here we go about 2/3 of the way up the chicken drumstick, and then the meat really just starts to turn into cartilage and tendons that are around the bone. So we're gonna wanna slice in right at the point on the bone here where the meat ends, and just go all the way around, cutting off all of the tendons, the cartilage, the skin, and get right down clean to the bone. Now what you can do is just using a little paper towel, grab onto this chicken piece, and it should really pull back from the bone a little bit more easily, and you've got the grip from the paper towel as well. So you can get a nice meaty ball here at the end when you push the chicken down to the base, and you've got a clean bone just like that. So we're gonna do that for the rest of these, and then we'll show you how to prep them for the grill. So once you've finished slicing into your chicken leg, as you separate it apart here in terms of the meat that's on the head of the chicken leg, you'll often come across little tendons like this. So what's easier is to just get some scissors in there, cut that out, and just create a clean separation like that. It's so much easier than using your knife, and it avoids potentially having a slip and you putting in the knife through your finger. And there, got a chicken lolly. So now as you're pulling all the skin and tendons off of the top, what you want to look for is this little groove right here. So if you can just get it up and over that, and then grab it with your paper towel, it's really easy just to rip it all off, just like that. And then you're left with a relatively clean bone. So now that we've got these cut up, and I'm here to tell you that was a decent amount of work, but through that prep, you can see all of the tendons and everything that we got out of the chicken in this. Like, nobody wants to be eating any of that. That extra prep work is totally worth it because it's just gonna make these much better eating. So now we're just gonna add a little bit of rub here. We're using Mark's Magic Rub. We actually got this sent to us, and I thought it was a really great idea. It started by a daughter whose father just passed away from cancer. He was an absolute beast behind the grill. So in his honor, she started this rub company, and she's made her father's secret family rub, and you can now buy that online. So we're gonna test it out here and see how it goes. But of course, you can use whatever rub that you want. We're just trying this one because it's supposed to be really good with beef and chicken. So with these all rubbed up, let's take them out to the grill. So we've had the grill preheating to 350 Fahrenheit, and now we're just gonna gently put these on. I've got these just sitting straight on the grilling rack here, but there's a little tool, I've left it up at the cottage, that you can actually get where it's a rack, and you can load each of these individual drumsticks into that rack. And if you've cut off the base of these, you shouldn't have an issue just laying them on the rack like this. But if you want another little tool just to get these done perfectly, we'll put a link down in the description below to that. All right, so we've checked out the internal temp on these and they're ranging between 150 to 160. Technically you only need to get these to 165 in order for them to be done, but we like to run ours a little bit higher, gets the skin extra crispy. And so now we're probably about 15 degrees off of the final temperature of the cook that we're looking for here. And so now we're gonna add a little bit of sauce to these guys. So we just put them in a bowl like this, and then roll it around. Get a really nice coating on it. Ooh, a little warm. Now it's important that you don't add the sauce before you get your lollipops up to that 150 to 160 Fahrenheit range. And that's because you don't want the actual sauce to burn. There's a lot of sugar in there, and we really only want it on there for the last 10 to 15 minutes of your cook for that to tack up nicely. All right, and then we're just gonna get a basting brush here and just hit the tops of these. Now we'll close this lid down and let those go for another 10 or 15 minutes. All right, we've temp checked these. They're between 175 and 180, so it's time to get these off the grill. Just look at these guys. Absolutely incredible. Now let's get them inside, we'll let them cool down, and then of course we're gonna do a taste test. So while these are cooling here, I just wanted to mention again that we like doing our chicken lollies to an internal of about 175 to 180. We're dealing with dark meat here, so if you go a little bit over temperature, it's kind of like wings, like they're really, really forgiving. And we find when you go up that extra 10 or 15 degrees on the final internal temp, you just get a crispier skin on the outside of your chicken lollies. So now we've had these inside for about 10 minutes. Now for the taste test. You can see these are super juicy. They've got a great smoke flavor. The rub that we used, personally really liked it. Use whatever rub you want. The sauce on the outside brings a little bit of sweetness in. There's a bit of heat in that as well. These are absolutely wonderful. We cooked up a bunch of these just for 4 people, and I don't think we're gonna have a problem blowing through these. So if you like this recipe, consider giving us a like below, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel for more of these videos to come. Thanks for tuning in.